simple terms, what is an AI agent? How do I build one, and what do I use it for?
Yeah, so the easiest way to explain it is, so we use AI to build automations now. And before there were automations and AI kind of sat behind it. AI's been around since the end of World War II. It's not a new thing. But so automations were always the norm. But if you think about an agent this way, so you write a prompt, like we talked about that prompt earlier about the blog post. Here's that blog post. Here's what I want you to help me do. Basically, you could take that prompt if you had to do that over and over again. Instead of copying and pasting that prompt and changing certain things, you can take that prompt, you can open up, build a GPT in ChatGPT and go like configure, add that prompt into the instructions, and then just sort of slightly change up a few things. Like, what motorcycle do you want me to go research and help you out, right? Like, ask the user this. So you're basically taking the prompt and you're putting it into a container that it does the same thing over and over again in this kind of perfect little box. So that way, like when you write a prompt and you're like, wow, that prompt really gave me exactly what I wanted. And then 3 weeks later, you're like, oh, where is that prompt in my history that I used to write that blog? Take that and put that into an agent, because then it's standing alone and it's automating now. So you've built a tool to automate your output, right? Your blog post. You've built a tool to automate your emails, right? Like whatever it is, it's like just you're putting the prompt in an evergreen state. So that's basically the agent. The agent is automating something for you again and again and again. And what's nice about those engines are you can still go in and edit your prompt inside the agent and fine tune it, right? So what I do with agents, if I'm writing a blog post agent, like we said, okay, your role is this. You're a copywriter with this many years experience. You write on this. Before you do an outline or research anything, ask the user this, right? So I say, ask the user, what bike do you want to research? Great. Is there, any other details we should know about this? No? Great. I'm just going to go off and do that, because the rest of the prompt's in there. Once they answer that, move into the rest of the instructions and just follow along, because you've already done that as a prompt. So that way you're just changing the agent to ask the user, which is you or maybe someone on your team. You can share the agent, right? And you can send it over to Kyle, your buddy, and go, hey, Kyle, go use the prompt. And Kyle's like, oh, I want to, he goes, hey, would you, there's always these things called command prompts, right? These starter dialogues in the GPTs. It's like, what do you want to write about? And you're like, 2022 Harley Davidson, whatever. And it goes, great. I'm just going to go research that and start an outline. Like, it's just doing the work. You give it an answer it needs to start. But the agent is just taking a great prompt and keeping it contained in house, so you can just use it again and again.
Okay, so the difference between an agent and, say, a thread, because a lot of the projects that I work on are those named threads, and I will go from thread to thread to thread depending on what I'm working on in the moment.